Labour have shot themselves in the foot if they accept her.
So can I ask you, what was your first reaction to the news yesterday?
Well, I think it's two-faced, hypocritical. She's a right-winger. She's run down Keir Starmer over the years and the Labour Party big time, and to switch sides just like that, selfish cow.
Disappointed, angry, again lacking in integrity. I just wish she'd just stepped down, because she's got no mandate to be a Labour candidate or Labour MP. Just really disappointed. I thought she was better than that. You know, politics, the bar is very low, and this just proves it. So, you know, and it almost makes you feel like, what's the point in voting? Because who's going to make a difference? Who's going to really care for our community, for this country? We're in a bit of a state.
I was a bit shocked because Elphicke's one of the most right-wing MPs out there, and this is expected to turn Labour anyway, and I've been following the candidate. Mike Tapp anyway, he's a really good candidate. So at first I was like, I hope she's not running again, but I don't think she is, so that's good. But I was a bit shocked that Starmer let her in.
Shock because I think that if the people of Dover and Deal elect a Conservative MP, they expect the MP to sit on the Conservative side. Now, I'm not political particularly. I don't vote for the Conservatives or for Labour for that matter. But I still think that most people in this town would think that this is bad news.
I mean, it sort of felt like a rotten borough, really, and it sort of felt at first like she was trying to stay onto power, so I really don't know why she's moved over. I'll be interested to see how that turns out and what exactly she's been offered to move over to Labour, really.
Do you think that she's got Labour values?
No, not at all. I don't think she's got any values.
I got her newsletter with all the comments, all the promises she made about tackling crime and waste disposal in Dover. I go up and down cleaning the river regularly, and the town is in a disgusting state, right? There's drunkards and drug use within full view of our police station, and it's not being tackled. I've never once seen her in Dover town centre in the last 4 years that I've lived in Dover. She only represents areas like St Margaret's, Walmer, Sandwich, which come within her constituency. This town is disgustingly neglected.
I think they just take the job because they know it's a good payer and that's it, they're made for life. And of course we have nobody there to say, well, hang on, no shit, we need somebody with a little bit of decision here, a little bit of, who wants to actually work for the job and see a better place. Glad to hear something's been shaken up. Let's hope it makes a big difference. I hope it will, and it should do, because instead of people putting money in the pockets, we can look to the people a bit,
Do you think that maybe there should have been an election to decide whether she was a...
No, because that's when it would get screwed up. Because then that's where money changes hands, vote for us and all this bullshit,
It's a waste of time now.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you think that it's more likely she'll be helpful if she's in the Labour Party than in the Conservatives?
Personally, from years gone by, my dad being a miner, we were always Labour. We've seen the Conservatives now. They've gone through 4 Prime Ministers, they've gone through. They're a sham. Conservatives need to come out. They need to be removed. That is without a shadow of a doubt. Whether it's Labour or whoever else gets in, just somebody stop speeching and actually help, rather than just take the taxes off them.
She's more right-wing than most Conservative MPs. And what she said about the boat people coming over and everything. No, she's all for herself. She said she's standing down at the end, of the election anyway, so what's the point? I think they should sack her and get rid of her.
Yeah, I don't think she has any values at all, and certainly not Labour values, so I'm really shocked that she was let in. But hey, woke up in a Labour constituency yesterday, so I'm happy with that.
She's just out for herself, as a lot of MPs are.
I mean, one funny story about it is my nan used to go to church there, and last election she was like, oh no, Natalie, she's great because she goes to church. And now she doesn't go to church. My nan's like, hate her. Which is, I think, how people think here, really.
If I had been a Conservative voter and this happened, I would be distraught.
I think the majority of people here will be a bit angry, especially people who voted for her. I texted my mum yesterday saying, you finally voted for a Labour MP. She didn't like that.
Labour have shot themselves in the foot if they accept her.
Why do you think that is?
Because how could they accept someone that, the women's rights groups are going to do their nut after her husband was caught messing about with one of his staff.
Sent to prison.
And sent to prison. It's just ridiculous.
And she defended him, actually.
Yes, she's actually given it the green light. So women's rights groups are going to go bloody cuckoo.
I just hope that when we get to the election later this year, which I suppose is when it's going to happen, that we find someone who's going to properly represent Dover, because that's what we need.
Are you pleased that you've got a Labour MP?
No, not at all. I'll definitely be voting Conservative again, whoever it is.
Because of where we are politically at the moment, I think things have shifted. I very much doubt the Conservatives win this seat again if we had an election today or in the next few months. I think Labour will come back in.
Yeah, it is a bit of a terrible state at the minute, and I am going to be voting Labour this year because the Conservatives just like...
Your next candidate as well, he's a former soldier, isn't
Yeah,
he?
he
And
is,
he's
yeah.
been. Do you think that possibly people might get confused and not realise he's still running?
I was confused, and I quite follow politics quite closely, so I was confused. I think people will be confused. But I saw a better video last night saying he's still running, but I wonder what he thinks of it, really. I wonder if he knew, really. Didn't know, right. So that's confusing for him and for us.
This seems to be, well, certainly in the media, the sort of epicentre of the small boats crisis. Is it something that concerns you?
Yes, the crime rate's going to go through the roof.
There isn't a legitimate way for people to come, and that's the problem. So what do people do? Yeah, they resort to trying to cross the channel and some of them die. It's just sad.
I've just moved here last September from Grays in Essex, and there's a lot more foreigners living there and in London than there is in Dover, so they don't stay here. They seem to ship them all over the country. And so actually Dover is quite free and nice.
The Green Party candidate, local representative, a couple of years back she was telling people to super glue themselves to the road, but she wouldn't do it herself. Now she's going on about how the the crossings are all people fleeing war zones and persecute, But what sort of responsible adult brings a child across the channel?
Do you know what they should do with people that stop ashore? Give them a job.
And when she was elected, Natalie Elphicke said that she was going to solve the small boats crisis, so she hasn't made a dent then?
Nothing at all. It's just an absolute joke.
Do you think that she's had any impact on the small boats crisis? Because her big MO was that she could solve it.
No, she's useless. So no one in the Conservative Party likes her anyway. If you read what the other MPs are saying about her, she's just useless. And the sooner she's gone, the better.